Project Zomboid is a hard game on its own, and we should respect people that actually play it. They would make fine Empire soldiers or a punching bag, depending on what you're into. I wanted to challenge myself and play not as a punching bag, but as a back puncher. Since zombies don't really exercise, to put me on a more even playing field, I decided to make my character blind, with a special blind trait mode. My seeing frame is as narrow as going outside in the village during the night, but every time I'm yelling or honking, I'm able to see the entire environment for at least 2 seconds. I was in a hurry to get to the Louisville area where I could find a real competition and maybe a boxing ring, or at least an improvised one. Obviously, driving as a blind person is not an easy task, so I did have to stop here and there for the nature. Feeling the map on my fingers, I realized how much I have to travel, so I sped up to the max, which made me stuck on the river's corner. I took my beloved boxing gloves and quickly swapped to a smaller car in hopes of better maneuverability and less speed, which should help, but I didn't take my slow reaction time into account. I figured if I am to box, I can't skip legs, so I might as well jog all the way to the Louisville. That put me into enraged fans demanding a free entry into my first boxing match, so I had to show them that fists like this don't come for free. Stretched properly to keep my muscles in a flow and decided it's time for some sleep. As a civilization was nowhere near, so a simple campfire had to do. Due to my gloves, I couldn't start a fire no matter how fast I was swinging, so I settled with a simple camp with no fire, only to wake up in an ambulance due to some hypothermia issues. I demanded to let me go, but they wouldn't, so I had to take it into my own hands. They screamed something about the police and the bill I had to pay, but I didn't care. I had my priorities. Long and behold, the police did show up, but not for the bill I didn't pay, but for running with a weapon, my gloves. I couldn't agree. Luckily, my swings were faster, and none of them managed to pull a gun. I did, however, pull the car key from one of their police jackets. Hoping that the road ahead from now on should be smooth, I couldn't have been more wrong. They had a cable-biting zombies, so I was forced to swap a car yet again. This time I was certain it would take me to my destination, as it was the perfect size for the tracks that led to the Louisville area. I honked too slow and a sudden turn was impossible, which forced me to start again, but at least I knew where my boxing opponent was located. I didn't skimp on any boxing accessories, which included a level 2 boxing car as well. Having better tools for the job felt great. I was certain that with the sport car like this, I would be in the boxing match in no time. What I didn't realize, however, is the speed this thing could reach, and me being blind only increased my imagination. All of a sudden I was floating in space, thinking of all the possible boxing moves I can do to my opponent. Only to wake up in reality and being forced to swap to a level 1 car again. My reaction time plus driving in boxing gloves did not help to avoid the trees. I couldn't risk for my opponent to run away from the match, so I tried to cut the trees with my gloves, till I realized that it might be a good idea to check the engine. Perhaps the car is fixable. Turns out only the front of the car was flashing, so I tried to reverse back, but the car wouldn't start again. I did unload my anger, but I showed him mercy. Despite leaving him alone, I left him some water and ran to the tracks, as I felt it was near. I was not the only one who challenged my opponent, but I quickly showed them who is worthy of that fight. While stretching, I heard him saying he's finally ready for me.
Do you think you got what it takes, little one?
I was thinking we would travel together to Louisville in the same car, but I was wrong. He was regenerating his energy in the engine. No matter, I wasn't picky. I was ready to fight anywhere. He started the fight with a forbidden neck move, so I pulled him down twice, explaining to fight by the rules. I guess it must have been the oil in the engine, as he wouldn't listen. Instead, he mocked me, saying I hit like a lady.
That's all you got, bitch? My lady hits harder than that.
At first, I didn't want to do it, but in the end, I did hit him like a lady. And to finish it off, I twerked like a proper lady as well. I congratulated him on the punches he took, not many can take so many at the same time, and went off to my next challenger. Forgetting only one thing, I was still blind.